Hey everybody, this is Will, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at the 7 best micro MIDI controllers to use with Ableton Live. And here's the best part of all of this. They're all under $100. Now, I think we should pause and I'll take a moment and just marvel at the fact that there are 7 incredibly well-made, incredibly versatile, incredibly usable MIDI controllers that you could use to play MIDI parts, to finger drum if you're in the studio and creating music, or if you're on stage running tracks and using Ableton Live. You can use all of these MIDI controllers in both scenarios, and they're all under $100. That's absolutely, absolutely amazing. Amazing times that we live in. So let's jump into our list. We're going to start at the top here with number 7 with the Keith McMillan Instruments Keyboard Smart Sensor USB MIDI keyboard. Now, Keith McMillan gear has made our list for almost every single one of these. I know for drummers, we made the list. Foot controllers, Keith McMillan made the list. And all the Keith McMillan gear has that kind of rubbery type feel. So if you're not into that, you may not enjoy this controller. But what I love about Keith's gear is it's incredibly well made. I particularly like the feel of all their content that they have. And it's USB powered, which is great. It lights up. So the LPD, the lights per dollar is incredibly high. You've got some buttons to control different things. And again, you have the software that comes with all the Keith stuff that allows you to do some really cool stuff with like the position of the keys, and do some really cool stuff. So we do have pitch bend, pressure sensitive keypads, tilt sensitivity. That's a lot for only $96, which is crazy. So if you're looking for a great keyboard, really expressive, then the Keith McMillan keyboard is a really great solution for that. Next on the list is the Nectar Impact GX Mini 25 key MIDI controller. I like the size of this controller. I like the additional buttons that we have, the transport controls buttons that we have included here. The price on this is great, $69.99, which is awesome. And then I also love that they have the additional pedal input rather, that you could use to plug in a sustain pedal. And I love that a lot of manufacturers are using these small little kind of micro TRS style connectors for MIDI and for pedals, which is great. You also get this, it says joystick and transport control. So we get the little joystick thing there. So again, if you're looking for a MIDI controller that allows you to be super expressive, now you don't get the rubbery cool pads and the tilt effects that you get with the Keith McMillan stuff. But again, a great controller, again, for only $69, which is just absolutely, absolutely crazy. Next on the list is the Alesis V-25 25 key keyboard controller. What I really like about this is, again, one, the size. We can power it via USB, which is always great. But in addition to the keys, we get drum pads. We get 8 pads. We get 2 like expression modulation wheels that we get there, 4 knobs, and 4 assignable buttons. And so if you're looking for a controller that you can play keys with, but then also have a lot of control and functionality over Ableton Live. Now, me in particular, I'm not a huge fan of things that use like Ableton Live control scripts. I'm a huge fan of those controllers, but I always turn that functionality off and I just map the way that I want things mapped. This is a great keyboard for that. Again, you could do finger drumming here. You could play your keys parts here. Or if you're looking to use this live as a MIDI controller, this is a great solution. And using micro MIDI controllers like this, for me, are great solutions, particularly when you're in a situation with a band where maybe you're a guitar player who's playing lead guitar. Maybe you're playing rhythm, but in a couple different songs, you want to play some pad parts. There's no reason for you to haul out a giant keyboard to play just a couple different pad parts. Have a keyboard like this, one of these keyboards in this list, to make it really, really simple to play. Next solution on our list is a name we're all very familiar with. We talked in our keyboards MIDI controller breakdown of a similar controller by this company. I'll just get to it. This is the Korg NanoPad 2. I really like this controller. This is more for people that are, again, going to do like finger drumming or want to use this to control Ableton Live on stage. So we get this XY touchpad, which is pretty cool. You could do some really cool things assigning that in Ableton Live and morphing kind of real time for live performance stuff. It's bus powered again via USB, and we get tons and tons of pads, 16 velocity sensitive pads that we can use. It's super portable, super lightweight, and slim and easy to throw just in your book bag and go, which is great. So I love the Korg stuff. Next on the list is another solution from Korg. This is a great solution if you're looking just for keys and control of just keys. And it's super sturdy, portable, and I think you're because of this controller and the way it's made, you're likely not to get a bunch of dead keys on it. And that's the Korg NanoKey 25 key keyboard. So what's great about this, we get these keys. Now, you're not going to want to be playing piano on this. One, I think it looks pretty cool, which is great. It's like a cool kind of different looking controller. We get a couple of assignable buttons. It's all powered via USB. This is a similar kind of form factor to the Nano Control 2. In fact, these are all kind of from the same series, the same model series. So we've got the Nano Control 2, we've got the NanoKey 2, the NanoPad. So this is a great controller, just real dead simple. We get the octave buttons, pitch, sustain, modulation. Really just that simple keyboard. Again, this is more for if you're just looking to play some simple parts or just want to control tracks on stage. I know a lot of folks that use a keyboard like this and they just, put board tape on them and just name these the different songs and navigate their set that way. And navigate 25 songs really easily. That's a great solution. Next on the list is from one of my favorite companies. This is the Akai LPD-8 mini pad controller. We mentioned this, I believe, in our top 5 shootout of pad controllers. This is great because the pads are really well made. I mean, Akai is known for really great pads. They're super comfortable, great if you're doing finger drumming stuff. You get some knobs that you can control and assign to macros if you want to in Ableton Live, which is really great. It's USB bus powered as well, which is good. The size is great on this. And then we get some different buttons here to control how the pads function, sending MIDI notes, sending CCs, those sorts of things. So the LPD-8 is particularly a great solution for people looking to run and trigger tracks with Ableton Live, need something really portable and simple on stage. It's super affordable, and then also a great solution for finger drum and using this in the studio to produce content. And then number 1 on our list, this is maybe the simplest of all of them. I've got one sitting right over my shoulder, and actually you can kind of see it poking out right there. That's the Akai LPK-25 keyboard. This thing is just dead simple, right? It's just, bare bones, dead simple. But what I love about it is actually I enjoy the feel of the keys. It's got a little more play to it than something like the NanoKey. And you kind of have to just decide what's more important to you. Something that's super slim and small, and this is still super slim. I mean, let's see if we can get a side view here. There you go. It's like 2 kind of NanoKey controllers stacked on top of each other, but it's USB bus powered. I like the feel of the keys on this. You do have the sustain button built in, which is great. Octave built in, so you can change your octave on this. It does have an arpeggiator built into it, which is kind of cool if you want to use that, and I believe a tap tempo as well too. I've had this keyboard for years, and I just use this as a real simple kind of input device, particularly when I'm teaching live and I need to demo or talk about using Ableton Live for keys, and I don't want to haul around a giant 25 key keyboard, and I don't need the extra control and extra buttons. So this in particular is a great keyboard for really 2 uses. One, in the studio, really simple keyboard input, great for synth leads, great for even piano parts. I mean, to a certain extent, you do have that sustain button up there, which is pretty cool. And then it's also great live if you're just going to assign and put some board tape on this. And again, give yourself 25 different songs you can control. You could control and navigate your Ableton set as well too with this. But I'm a big fan of the Akai stuff, the LPK-25 I've had for years. I love it. It's great in the studio and on the stage as well too. So that's a look at 7 of what I believe to be the best micro MIDI controllers to use with Ableton Live, and they're all under $100, which is wild to me. Any of these controllers you pick are going to be a great solution. If you're looking for something that's both pad and keys, then lean more towards those solutions. If you're looking just for something with keys, I would suggest the LPK-25. But there's a lot of different solutions within this list, and again, all under $100, which is great. If you're looking for more suggestions and you're unsure about what the best gear to use both on stage or in the studio is, then head to FromStudioStage.com/gear. You can download my free gear guide, completely free. I update it every year with new suggestions based on what's released into the market and what friends of mine are using on the road. I always like to say this is road tested and mother approved, all this gear that I recommend and suggest, and gear that I've used as well too for years, like the LPK-25, which I'm a huge fan of. of. So if you want more suggestions like that, head to FromStudioStage.com/gear, and make sure you stick around every single day, 10 a.m. Central. We release brand new content here on the channel. If you want to be notified when we release that, you know the deal. Click the link in the first comment that I've pinned on this post or in the description here, and you can subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of the new content we post. But thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Central. We'll see you the day after that at 10 a.m. Central, and we'll see you next week at 10 a.m. Central as we continue to talk about the best gear for live performance and for Ableton Live. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.